We had some big, I wouldn't say big, but we had some practice reports pop up today. Some that we weren't expecting, some that we were. So let's go over some of those. Deommodore Lenoir's contract details have also been revealed. So we'll take a look at that. Some stuff to come out of Santa Clara today. So we will just hop right in and take a peek and see what we got. You have Thursday night football going right now. Philadelphia Eagles just missed a kick wide left. We always like when the Eagles don't do well. So we're going to talk about it all. We're going to get into it and break it all down. The 49ers' latest news coming to you as we get going right now. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. What's going down, gang? Let's get right into it. Trent Williams did not practice today. I don't know how concerned we are about that. This is the second practice in a row that Trent Williams has not participated in. Typically, he will miss a Wednesday practice and it won't be that big of a deal. So, but he misses the Thursday practice and he's listed as an ankle, but it is also saying it could be rest related. So I don't know. I think the safe bet is we will check in tomorrow to see what Trent Williams' practice availability is, and hopefully he returns to practice for Friday, which would put him on track to play. But again, Trent Williams is also the kind of guy who doesn't necessarily need to practice. So we'll see how severe it is. Tomorrow will be a strong indication of what that looks like. We did have some good news. George Kittle returned to practice today after not practicing yesterday with the DNP. He was limited today with the hamstring. This was expected. So George Kittle back at practice. So I expect George to play in this one. So no surprises there. But hey, it is what it is. This one I think is the more concerning one of Nick Bosa, who is out 2 practices in a row. He's dealing with a hip injury. He's mentioned how painful it is. And now Nick Bosa finds himself out 2 practices in a row. And his availability for this upcoming game, I do think, is in question. So that is something that we are absolutely going to have to monitor because if Nick Bosa doesn't go, that does present a pretty sizable challenge and hole for the 49ers to fill on that defensive line. So yeah, I'm not loving that. Not loving that, but we'll have to see if Fred Warner can practice, or Fred Warner. Why do I keep coming back to Fred? If Nick Bosa can practice tomorrow, that will help give us a strong indication of what he will be able to do. Christian McCaffrey logged his second practice this week, indicating that there have been no setbacks. So that is good. And that is a good sign for him. So, hey, CMC also, I think, in his debut, wasn't his typical self. He was pretty close, but I do think that, with a couple more weeks, you'll see that explosiveness kind of return. Obviously, when you're not training like you typically would or practicing like you typically would, that obviously will create a little bit of rust. So I think CMC is coming along. It's good that he is practicing in back-to-back days. Charvarius Ward, I anticipate won't be available this week. He missed his second practice today. So nothing crazy there, and he gets to spend as much time as he wants away. George Kittle lost a bet today. That was one of the things that came out, as you can see, rocking the UCLA Bruin gear. Jake Brendel, one of the equipment staffers who went to UCLA, had some fun with this one. But man, George Kittle now down 2 bets, lost to Brock Purdy, had to wear the Iowa State helmet. Now he's rocking the UCLA gear. I don't know, man. Colors look good on him. Someone said they look like Rams colors. I'm like, those aren't Rams colors. Rams are like piss yellow. That's gold. That's gold. It's just gold and like a light baby blue. They're not Rams colors, in my opinion. They are shades of Rams colors, but they're not Rams colors. So don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. But I do think he looks good. Brock Purdy said that George Kittle is a future Hall of Famer today. I don't disagree at all with that. And then we saw this one pop up. Jawan Jennings popped up onto the practice report with an ankle. He was a full participant yesterday. It actually didn't say, it was blank. He wasn't on the practice report at all yesterday. And then today he popped up as a limited participant. So I'm less concerned about this one just because Wednesday practices are typically walkthrough practices. Thursday practices are like their one real practice of the week. And so maybe that's just an indication that they're just making sure that it's nothing too serious, and or just bring him along and not put him in harm's way. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if this turns into anything, but I don't think so. But again, we will have to take a look tomorrow to see what his availability is. So the ones that we're on the lookout for: Trent Williams, Nick Bosa. Those are the two big ones. Obviously, if they can't go, you're going to have you're probably going to have Yetur Gross-Matos activated at that point. He got 2 full participants today. So it'll be interesting to see how they manage that, but I would expect that to be the case for them to bring up YGM for this game, because they need the depth and they need bodies out there on the edge. So, and if Trent Williams can't go, that means Jalen Moore is in at left tackle. Jalen Moore, I think, is, been up and down throughout his 49ers career, but I do think that he has definitely improved as of late, at least what I saw in training camp. So if he does have to play, 49ers might be all right, but we'll have to see what happens with that. Let's take a look at the contract details for Deommodore Lenoir. Pro Football Talk had shared those out. So if we take a look, we obviously know he signed a 5-year, $92 million contract extension. And what we're finding out is that it is a $13 million signing bonus, 2024 base salary prorated at $468 and change, 2025 option bonus, $6.5 million guaranteed, 2025 off-season workout bonus, $100,000 guaranteed, but must be earned. 2025 base salary is $1.17 million guaranteed. 2025 per game active roster bonus, $750,000 guaranteed, but must be earned. 2026 offseason roster bonus, $100,000 guaranteed, for injury at signing and fully guaranteed as of April 1st, 2026. So, I mean, and then you see in 2026, you've got a base salary of 15.72 million guaranteed for injury at signing and fully guaranteed as of April 1st. So this becomes fully guaranteed money after April 1st, 2026. And then you get a pre-game active roster bonus of $750K after that. So you see, it actually is very manageable in 2000. This obviously 2024 and 2025. It's actually really not that bad. Then you see the first kind of spike in 2026, 2027 base salary of 16.1, base salary of 2028 16.145, base salary 16,915. It's not bad. It's not bad, honestly. It says the 5-year extension is more accurately valued at 88.8 for a new money average of 17.7 million per year on average. So it's not bad. And only 17% of the money is fully guaranteed at signing. That's the smallest fully guaranteed portion for any cornerback making more than $2 million a year. Wow. So this deal feels like a Parag special. Feels like the 49ers are able to come out on top in regard to the negotiation. Obviously, Deommodore Lenoir gets paid. There will be plenty of money for him to take home, but it does feel like it does benefit both parties. Definitely feels like it's a win for the 49ers. It gives them the flexibility to make some moves, especially in 2025. And then from there on out, it's pretty good. I mean, the smallest fully guaranteed portion of any cornerback making more than $2 million. So, all right. All right. So the 49ers come away with a quality deal. It doesn't look like they really had to overextend themselves. Seems like they have the ability to be flexible with his contract, make some other moves. So, I mean, that seems like a good deal. Seems like a good deal for the 49ers. Deommodore Lenoir comes out with a good chunk of change as well. So not bad for a 5th-round draft pick. Not bad for the San Francisco 49ers. Seems like everyone comes out on top on that one. It definitely isn't like the BA deal. So it's pretty solid. Seems like a good deal for the 49ers on this one. So, how do you guys feel about the Deommodore Lenoir contract after seeing how some of the details have come out? Again, seems very manageable. Seems like a deal that the 49ers can still continue to make other moves. Obviously, I believe as it stands right now, they currently sit with the most cap space in the NFL, and they'll be able to roll that over into next year. So obviously, when they also pay Brock Purdy, they'll be able to kick out that cap. So it feels like they'll have some opportunities to just kind of keep pushing the cap space back. And we'll see. We'll see. Does that mean that guys like George Kittle can get a contract extension? I believe he's worthy of it. I think he's outperformed his contract, and I think George needs a raise, and I hope he gets a raise. I hope he is a 49er for life. and they get that deal done. So we'll see. But there are going to be a lot of names that the 49ers are going to want to pay, and they're going to want to be able to, you know, either make some adjustments or retain their services. So, ooh, big play by Austin Eckler. Ooh, Austin Eckler. Oh, shoving. I don't know if you guys are watching Thursday Night Football or not. You got Commanders versus Eagles. I like that play design that they just ran. That was creative. So yeah, those are the updates. You guys have any questions? Guys have any comments? It's a light one today. Nothing crazy. Corey is flying in from Dallas for Sunday's game. That's dope. That's awesome. Are we thinking about finding Trent's replacement for when he retires? You got to. You have to, man. The 49ers, the way they hit on Pooney is I'm of the belief that you draft an offensive lineman either early or in the second through fourth rounds every year like clockwork until you got your. That might mean you might have to cut some guys, but like, man, they really need to inject youth into this group. I don't know if Aaron Banks is going to return. I don't know what the future is of Jake Brendel. I don't know what the future is for Colton McKivitz. And obviously Trent has probably got a couple years left, but you can't wait around, man. You got to start adding bodies and really solidifying. I think either a youth movement on that O line or go out and get guys that you already know are good. Go out and get plug and play guys. So I think next year the offensive line will look dramatically different. I think. I don't know if that will actually happen or not, but I think with Banks being unrestricted free agent, I believe he's a UFA, and then Brendel, and McKivitz being relatively cost effective, they might give them some opportunities to go elsewhere. So we'll see if that's the case, but that's obviously a conversation for the off season. We still got plenty of games to play with all of those guys. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. What I'm curious about is if the 49ers are going to activate Jonathan Feliciano and if they are going to try to get Jonathan Feliciano into the lineup. I would imagine Jake Brendel is going to have every single opportunity to retain that starting job. I know a lot of fans want to see Feliciano take over that center spot, but I do believe the 49ers will give Brendel every single opportunity to hold that job down until they come to the conclusion that, okay, maybe it is time to potentially make a change. I do think Brendel had two really rough games to start the year, and then he kind of evened out and played much better. I would say this game against the Bucs wasn't his best game, especially in pass protection. I would say Aaron Banks' pass game was much better in pass protection, but struggled in some areas in the run game. I thought McKivitz was okay. I didn't think McKivitz was great, but I thought McKivitz was solid. I thought he did enough. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but he did enough. And then Pooney was lights out. Pooney and Trent continue to be the top two offensive linemen on this team. You can make the argument that Pooney had a better game than Trent, just with what Pooney had to do in some instances. I going back, I don't think Trent really lost any reps. Maybe one, maybe two here or there, but that might be it. But Pooney was picking up the slack for some other guys, so he was doing his job, uh, and then uh, having to pick up some other guys' responsibilities, at least in pass protection. So we didn't open up a lot in the run game. No, no. Our offensive line is tricky because it just feels like consistently over the last couple years, it's just there's one kind of breakdown, and it creates an issue for the entire run game. When you don't have everything working in unison, um, it presents a challenge because it's either the rushing lane that you're trying to attack either closes really quickly, or there maybe is a design cutback, and someone isn't able to cut off the backside block, and so there's just a bunch of different things. It's not the same guy. That's the interesting part about the offensive line. It's not the same player making a mistake. It just is someone different on like any given play. It just like bounces around. And that's just been one of the biggest trends for this offensive line and this unit for the last couple years. Also, the trend that is hard to watch is the trend that involves, the 49ers consistently getting caught, either sliding protection to the wrong way, or what have you. So, um, definitely things to work on with the O line. I don't even know how we got talking on the O line, but it is what it is. To be fair, Brad, they haven't been playing teams with good defensive lines outside the Chiefs and Vikings. I think their competition is what it is fluffing up O line play this year. Um, I don't know. I feel like the offensive line has played a little better. I don't think they've played a lot better. I think Pooney has helped substantially with that. But I still think they're the same group. I haven't really seen dramatic improvements outside of Pooney. Pooney is definitely um, has really helped, but still, there's issues. Um, there typically this year we've seen the breakdowns occur with either Banks, Brendel, or McKivitz. With Pooney and Trent, they have been more consistent. But that's kind of typically where we'll see a breakdown is with one of those three. So, do we know if Shanny is letting Brock audible with needed? I mean, Brock it checks at the line of scrimmage. That they get, we've seen plays where they get in and out of other plays. So I do think it's not like a situation where Brock comes up to the line and has. I don't think he has free range to put them into like any given look or play, if that makes sense. It's like they might have a check called or built into the play, so then Brock will come to the line. He'll survey the defense and then he'll check into something else, opposed to coming up to the line being like, "Ooh, I'm gonna change the whole play. I'm gonna, we're gonna go hot route." I don't think that's occurring, but I do think he does have the freedom to like check into things that are already built into the play. So I think that's kind of where like the audible conversation kind of got a little out of control was there are built-in checks opposed to straight up changing plays, changing the formation, like straight up going Peyton Manning style where he's orchestrating everything. I don't think that's a part of Shanahan's game. It's more so the answer's built in to the play, it's built into the call, and if there's a check built in, Brock has the freedom to go into the check and make that adjustment, but that's built in. It's already into the play, and they can, like, I think there was one play last week that I think it was a RPO, run pass option, where it could have been a pitch, but he read that he was going to have Debo open on a quick slant, and so he it was like he went to go for the fake pitch, and then he threw it right to Debo on a quick slant. So I think that might be some of the freedom that we see for him to be able to make those types of decisions. But yeah, I don't think Brock's come to the line going full Peyton Manning and moving everything around and doing all that. The checks are built into the play, so it's kind of an audible. It's kind of not of an audible. All that good stuff, but I think the 49ers will have a good chance in this game to take another step forward against the Seattle Seahawks. I think that's what they got to do. I think they really have to. Again, we still haven't seen a complete game. That's the key for me. Complete game, 60 minutes, complementary football, offense, defense, special teams. That's what I'm looking for. I'm less concerned about individual performance. I want to see a team performance. I want to see these guys look like it's seamless to call the play, execute the play, get into rhythm. That's what I'm hoping for. And that doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be a blowout either. I just want to see, or there's no mistakes or anything like that. Those things are going to happen, but I just want to see more complementary football. It feels like it's something I've been calling for all year, just haven't really seen it yet. We've seen it in spots. But that's the magic right there, is when everything's working together. So hopefully we will see that. Is Bosa playing this Sunday? We don't know for sure. He's not trending in the right direction, that's for sure, with missing 2 practices so far this week. We'll have to find out what his participation is tomorrow. But yeah, it's definitely not trending in the right direction. So something we'll have to keep an eye on for sure. But we'll have to see. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to watch Thursday Night Football. Appreciate everyone for tapping in today. And we'll be back tomorrow for Prediction Friday. Appreciate all you guys. I'm out of here for now. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.